Hello, friends of Karimu, friends and followers. My name is Eduardo, and I'm here with a new version of our Karimu Talks. And today I have a very special guest that I'm trying to connect here. So, okay, give me 1 second. I will try to promote this person as we tested this yesterday, but we are uh, still with some challenges to launch the live. Oh,
Hey,
this was extremely efficient.
you gave great instructions.
Oh, yeah. How are you, Cathy?
I am good. This is a new experience they do. I'm glad I'm doing it with you.
That's fantastic. It's new to me, so we are together on this journey.
Okay, good.
So it's great that we have a lot of people joining. So this live, we will also put in our Karimu Instagram account, so more people will watch after this. So we'll have a lot of fun. And let's wait a little bit more to more people to join, and then we can start. So I will ask a few questions. And I want, Cathy, that this will be a conversation. So don't feel under pressure, okay? If you're too much under pressure, you raise your hand.
Okay.
So let's start. So, Cathy, tell us who you are, where you came from, what you did in your life, professionally and personally. Tell a little bit about you.
Um, okay. So I am a educator and I live in Santa Cruz, California with my husband. We have a wonderful daughter who lives in Austin, Texas. And I think for me, being an educator is a vocation more than a job. And I say that because that is going to link to the whole Karimu experience.
Okay. And how did you meet Karimu? How Karimu came up to your life? What happened?
This is such it's one of those things where the power of saying the word yes can change your life. And I was teaching middle school, and this woman just appeared at my doorway and said, I just got back from Tanzania. I am looking for a middle school class to be pen pals with a class in Bacho. And I thought about it and I was like, this will be awesome. So we started the pen pal project. We then became sister schools with Ufani,
Okay.
started writing to the teacher, Daniel Ama. So we became well. And then that was in 2009. And then in 2014, this person that came to my door, who is now a dear friend, she said, I'm going back to Africa, to Tanzania. I want you to come with me.
In 14. In 14.
14, yeah. So my daughter was older. I felt like I could leave. And I did. And it was life changing. It really
So
was.
your first time in Tanzania was in 2014. So uh, almost 10 years. So 9 years. Is that correct? My math is working well.
I can't believe it's been that long. In a way, it feels almost longer.
Uh-huh. And in these 9 years, how many times you went to Tanzania?
9. We couldn't go, or maybe 8. We couldn't go during the pandemic. So we couldn't go in 2020 or 2021, but I
Okay.
ended up going twice in 2022.
And then all every year, every single year that you had the chance to go, you kept going. And why?
Well, I think the people listening, I don't know this about Adu, but he went for the first first time last summer, and so I had the opportunity to spend 2 great weeks with him. And I think you will be able to also help me describe this experience. But it is such a special place, and Karimu's been there since 2009, so we are not strangers. There is a sense of family and trust, and from the minute you step into or off the bus or car or however you get there, you are just embraced, and you are guest slash family. And that experience has intensified, and now it's like a second home to me. And I know it sounds incredulous that people are like, really? But yeah, really. It
So
feels.
so I used a quote. By the way, I think I copy a quote from a friend, Vinicius. I think
Oh,
he went.
yes, yes,
Uh,
for him.
yeah. So Vini was a good friend when I met him in Silicon Valley, and I think he told me I received much more than I gave. Do you agree with this quote, Cathy?
Absolutely. And that, why do you keep coming back? Because you are a part, I feel like I am a part of something bigger than myself. I feel that what I give is so small compared to what I get back. Um, and it's a chance to really change your perspective. I
I
mean, when
agree.
you go and see how people on the other side of the world live, it is so different, yet we're still human to human. When I'm talking to the teachers, it's teacher to teacher, it's woman to woman, it's teacher to student. I mean, there are many differences, but really, there aren't. You know, you just connect on that.
Yeah. So for those that still don't know Cathy well, so I'll give my perspective about Cathy. So uh, Cathy was to me like a super experienced volunteer in the mission, and I was trying to learn from her. And also she was leading our educational activities in the mission. So she was leading the art classes that we were giving to the kids. These kids, they never had, most of them, they never had an opportunity to have an arts class. So we were giving to them an activity that was for the very first time they were seeing this type of engagement. And Kathy was leading us. So I was paying a lot of attention on her, and I consider myself a trainee, right? So an intern on Karimu. So I'm starting now this journey of a very committed volunteer. And one of the things that touched my heart about Kathy was this picture. Do you remember this picture, Kathy?
Do. I do. That's Alex.
His name is Alex, right? Yeah. So why I love this picture is this because Alex has special needs and he stays around the school. So I think his home is around the school, and also I think that he will have the benefits to live in the place that we just finished and launched for kids with disability, right? And then when Kathy saw him, he said, "Oh my goodness, it's Alex. He's my friend." So explain people this friend feeling, Cathy. That also is one of the very unique things on Karimu. That is the engagement with the community. And Marianne always said, we don't turn back to our friends. So they are friends. Explain this feeling to us, Cathy.
Well, I have to say, I think it was started by Marianne and Don, and they set the tone. So my first experience was one of being considered family, because Marianne and Don have laid that groundwork and trust. And I do, when you are in the village, the kids just come running, they want to hold your hand, and um, that sets the tone for all the volunteers every single year. And that makes such a difference. The community trusts us. And the kids, especially, I mean, I think people need to understand some of the little ones have never seen a person with white skin before.
Yeah, they touch us. Oh, the white skin, right? Yeah.
It'd be really scary. Like I've had a little 4-year-old like look at me and just start bawling, you know, because they're like, ah, monster. But the level of trust that the parents have, or the community, the adults in the community have for us, extends to the kids. And, you know, Alex in particular, special needs kids are viewed with some suspicion. There are some cultural superstitions about the reason for that. And so I've always made it a point that when I go, I try to give special attention to those kids, just to kind of model that we're all people, we all, you know, are the same on some on
Yeah.
but I can't explain why, but I met Alex in 2018 or 19, I think, and we just had a connection. Alex can speak, but I don't speak Swahili very well. So it was almost a, you know, we would just sit together and we would just hold hands, basically. You know, and he would talk and I would try to understand what he was saying. But yeah, he's in my heart for sure.
This is special. Cathy, let's change gears a little bit. And now I will enter in a topic that made me very sad, especially this week. We we woke up on Monday with the news about the rain in the region, in Ayalagaya, close from Babati, right? And not only Ayalagaya and Ari, that are the communities that we are helping more closer, but more communities around these villages are being suffering dramatically because of a very strong rain. And by the way, I think the climate change has a very, very important part on all this, right? The the Maasai leader told us, we asked, what is your number one problem? And the Maasai leader, the Maasai is a tribe, like a local tribe. They said that climate change is impacting them, that the cows are dying because of the climate change. And this week we had a dramatic rain, in a very strong rain in the region. So tell us a little bit what happened and what is our situation there.
We don't know the whole situation, but we're getting more information by, you know, every day with our team on the ground. Excuse me. We have an amazing team on the ground that is keeping us informed, and it's something that's affecting the whole world. You
Yeah,
know, El Nino coupled with extraordinary rains. I mean, this is the rainy season, but these are extraordinary rains. And the past couple years, they've just been suffering a severe drought. So not unlike what we've had in California, you know, other countries as well. Um, but the people that I know are so much more vulnerable just because of there is little infrastructure. Homes have just washed away, not so much in Ayalagaya and Ari, but in other close areas.
yeah, and
Planting seeds have washed away. Um, the impact is going to be felt for a while.
yeah, I think they will need many months to recover. And I will tell you with you, and I want to know your opinion about this. What surprised me most this week? It's the first time that I'm closer to Karimu when this disaster happens. What surprised me most was the reaction of the water committee and our leaders, that they did not ask for money. I think they will need some type of help, but they have the tools that Karimu helped them to develop to face part of this challenge, because we still don't know the magnitude of this challenge, but they have the funds, for example, to fix the water points, the pipes, right? The water committee, They have a profitable, sustainable business model there that we help them to build, and they were already start fixing this. And Karimu way to think and to act is we will not go there and say we will help you now. No, the community will prioritize where they want to focus in their projects, and probably they will reprioritize because of this disaster. But it's amazing how we are really teaching them how to fish and not giving them the fish, right? So how you feel about this? This called me the attention this week.
I think it goes deeper than that. The thing that is that I experience and I am always so in awe of every time I am there is the fact that it is not a society, a community of me first, like it is in the West.
Yeah,
It is a culture of community first,
community. Yeah,
then tribe, then family, then me. And that's not, that's in action every time I go there. So I think, yes, we are working with them, but that is just a natural way for them to respond because they support each other and it's all about the collective, right? It's all
yeah.
about and how we can help each other. And I've just seen that over and over and over again. And I wish we had more of that actually.
One of the questions that I have here, I would ask later, but I will ask now. Was this one of the most amazing things that you learned there? So the question was, what is your main lesson from all this journey with Karimu?
I have so many. I have so many. Um, so number one is that. The other thing that continues to impress me, and maybe because I'm older, but the way that they raise their children and correct behaviors, um, the elders, the whole community feels a responsibility for the people, for the children, for the young teens. And if one of them makes a misstep, like we all do, the elders help them see what was wrong and how to correct it. It's not to say there's not ever any punishment, but it's not so punitive. It's more like there's a lesson to be learned here. Um, and to me, that I just love that. I think that is something that I have never seen before. Um,
Very good.
Another lesson. I think the big one for me is be humble. I think as Westerners, we think we've got it dialed. We think we know what everybody needs. That is so not the case. I
Uh-huh.
have so much about um, not only their way of life, but just about myself too. And it's about be humble, be open. Learn what's there to be learned, and then
Yeah,
you can apply that.
yeah. Focus on learning and be humble to understand that you don't know everything, right? So if you go with your open heart to learn, and you will receive more than what you can give, for sure, for sure. And Kathy, what in your opinion is the most important challenge now for Karimu to make the next steps? What is, in your opinion, is the priority or main challenge to us now?
That is such a good question. Um, you know, our CEO, Nelson, has really focused on mentoring our team on the ground. And I am so in awe of his care and the way that he mentors them. And I think long term, the biggest, and for me, the saddest um, goal would be for them to be totally able to function without us.
Yeah, independent, right?
it would just be a fundraising arm. I mean, currently, we have meetings every week. I have 4 meetings every week. I get to talk with the staff on the ground, and I'm a people person. I love them. I feel like they are my children, my African children.
Yeah,
And they give me so much hope. They are so dedicated to the community. We're talking about bright, driven, caring, empathetic people who could probably work anywhere, but they choose to stay and work for their community, and they want to give back. And it just gives me so much hope. With all the challenges they have, Karimu is in really good hands with this team. That's how I
yeah.
feel.
I know them for 6 months, more or less, and it's impressive how they are evolving, right? So their presentations are getting better and better. They are getting more confidence. Like you see the pictures of their impact on the ground. It's amazing. It's getting better and better. So it's super excited. This team building, and again, we're helping them to create the base, the infrastructure for them to thrive, right? So Marianne likes to say that we give the tools for Tanzanians to help Tanzanians. So they are developing the framework that they will promote growth and improvement for their community. So this is also a great part of the culture of Karimu that we developed, and yeah, I hope they can become more independent and we can scale to help
They
to build
already,
this foundation in other communities, right?
yeah, they already are. I feel that I rely on them. We rely on them more than they rely on us right now. So I've
Yeah,
seen, uh, so maybe, one time I'll just go to Tanzania, like Marianne and I like to say, we'll just sit
yeah, and talk.
because, Karimu's just running swimmingly without us. So we'll just go and be BBs, which means grandmas. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to go and make a ride on the tuk-tuk and the motorcycles around the mountains. That this was my favorite job. I was an auditor for the water points, for those that don't know this story. And I put my helmet and I was with the engineer and my guide. We were riding the motorcycle, but we had an amazing experience to stop and talk with the local people that were they were going to receive the water points close from their homes. Most of the kids they walk, I don't know, 5 miles, 6 miles, some of them maybe 10 miles a day, and this more than 200 water points that we put working together in the project with the community and the government. The kids had to walk less than 500 meters, like so, and it was amazing for me to know these families and talk to them. Was very nice. So yeah, maybe one day I'll just go for a ride on motorcycle and we don't need to do any work,
and what
just
about,
for fun.
I mean, Tanzania is a beautiful, beautiful country, and the people are so welcoming and proud of their country and want to tell you all about Tanzania and are so open.
It's a
And
peaceful country also, right, Cathy? It's very peaceful, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt safe, super safe, especially in Ayalagaya, where everybody knows us as volunteers that are helping the community. I felt extremely safe there, extremely safe.
And every volunteer says that to me. And I feel it too. I mean, if I got lost, someone would take me home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Despite that, Nelson and Marianne said, "Don't walk alone because you'll get lost in the little trails, right? And you can get lost." But yeah, everybody knows about us. Of course, if they know when we arrive there, they have this big celebration, right? The welcome party, the welcome celebration. Tell us a little bit, what is your feeling in this welcome ceremony, and what is your feeling in the farewell ceremony, Kathy?
Well, I remember initially my first welcome ceremony, I was so overwhelmed because I've never seen anything like that before.
Me too.
And I love the welcome ceremony, but I also love just to hug the people that I haven't seen in a year. You know, it's kind of changed for me over time.
Uh-huh.
I remember the last time we said goodbye, it was really, really hard. Um, because there's a genuine connection there. Um,
Uh-huh.
and they have said we will miss you, and I will miss you too. And it's the everyday thing. Like there's always an opportunity for some magic to happen. Always. Um, and this. Like tell them the story about you running and the kids.
Yeah, yeah. I was training for a marathon, and I was training, I don't know, 3, 4 times a week. And in the very first day, I started running in the soccer field. By the way, it was a beautiful landscape, like a beautiful mountain that I was looking at, very inspiring. But I was thinking about my life, and the kids were leaving. They were walking home from the school. So many kids, I would say, I don't know, 15 to 20 kids start running with me. It was, they were extremely happy, extremely excited to run with me. They were running around the soccer field with me. And by the way, this helped me a lot in the marathon because marathon is very painful and very difficult. And I was thinking about start walking the marathon and giving up. I remember that kids, like that energy, that joy, that happiness. And I think they pushed me forward. They helped me a lot to finish the dream to run the marathon. But yeah, I felt as a friend. We are having fun, just running. Very simple and very symbolic. Very nice. Good. Kathy, last question.
Go ahead.
What is your dream for Karimu? What you want? What is your aspiration for our entity?
Oh, to keep going and expanding, but to keep the basic tenet of Karimu, which is partnership, trust, humility, um, and just the idea of working together. It's not us that's doing this. We are working together. And however that plays out in the future, um, and also that one day we won't, you know, let's see. I can't think of how to say this without in the correct way. But and also growing, expanding. I mean, we started in 2009, and it's looks so very different now. So who knows what that's going to look like in another, I don't know. But I know that if we keep this model, if we keep true to who we are and our mission, it's going to be good, no matter
Yeah,
what.
I studied corporate culture a lot in the best universities in the world, and now I have I founded a school for entrepreneurs, online school, and we teach about corporate culture a lot. And to me, when I was speaking with Don and Marianne in Tanzania, I was telling them that I never saw a corporate culture so strong as I saw in Karimu. And they didn't understand the theory behind this. They just built it, but right. And what you just described is the most important thing in an entity and in a company is the culture, is the core, is the soul of the entity, right? Is how we behave, is the way we behave, is the way we dream, is the way we approach our our community, the way we work. So I came from the corporate world, and my mindset is, oh, let's scale, let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. So, and now I'm learning that, of course, we want to impact more people, right? We need to do the good, right? So we want to, most of the volunteers, they feel that they want to give back to the planet, to the communities, to the world. But scaling is good. but keeping the core, keeping the values is more important. And it's been a fantastic journey to me and learning from all of you. Cathy, I want to thank you very much for this conversation. Was okay, right? Was very friendly, right?
It was, and it was wonderful to speak to you. And that's the other thing I just want to say about Karimu is we work with so many different people, and one of the really one of the things that keeps me coming back is I have the opportunity to cross paths with people and work with people and be on teams with people that would normally not interact with. Like you and I would probably never have met in our life journey, right? Because
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Karimu and people from all over the world, the partners that we've worked with, um, and that's amazing. That is amazing to be in partnership and to work for a common goal with someone um, who is so different and from a different place. So
Yeah,
that's another awesome um, aspect of Karimu.
I agree. It's a great experience meeting amazing people, learning a lot. So it was very good. So a few highlights here. Please keep following us on Instagram and tell your friends that we have our Instagram account. Also follow us on Facebook. We also have good content there and LinkedIn.
And
So
you can join us. Become a
yeah,
volunteer.
and join us. So of course we are very open to receive help from new volunteers. So we are preparing for some immersions and trips in 2024. So if you are interested in knowing more about these programs, access our website. We have our programs in our website. But also send us a message, send me a message, send a message to Cathy or Marianne or the Karimu profile. And we are happy to welcome you as a new volunteer. And of course, we are still monitoring the situation in Ayalagaya. I saw some of our staff here in the live. Thanks for your hard work. I saw Vicky here in the live. Vicky is the best, and I love her. She's a great example of leader. And yeah, we will keep monitoring and we will let all of you know if we are going to have any priority coming from the community that they need our support, and we will share with you. So that's it. Cathy, was amazing. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will bring more great volunteers soon.
Okay.
Bye
Asante.
bye. Thank you, Cathy. Asante Sana.